What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I created a gown from a basic bodycon pattern. Now the materials I use will be listed down below in the description box. If you are interested in our videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, honey. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Now let's get into the video. The first thing I'm going to do here is go ahead and trace out my bodycon pattern. Now this pattern was the closest to my client's measurements, so what I'm doing is now just measuring her shoulder to floor, and once I make my markings, I'm going to take my see-through ruler and create an A-line shape starting a little bit above the knee. Now, I did notice that I used quite a few rulers in the beginning of this video, so I'll make sure I link them down in the description box, but I'm going to use my rulers to go ahead and tidy up my lines. Once I get my lines tidy, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Alright, so once I get my pattern cut out, I'm going to go ahead and flip that excess leftover outside of the grain line. And the reason why I did not cut it out is because this is now a basic A-line pattern, and I can use it for in the future for bridal parties or other things of that nature. So definitely trying to multi-purpose a lot of my work. Alright, so now that I have my pattern situated, I'm going to go ahead and see which way the fabric stretches for this particular garment. Now I realized in doing so that the stretch went against the design, so I had to make an executive decision to go ahead and add a waist seam, which I did not want to do, but hey, this is the name of the game and sometimes things have to change. Now the reason why I had to do that is because the fabric was 56 inches wide and my customer was 58 inches from the shoulder to floor. So all I did was create that seam at the waistline so that I could keep the pattern on the fabric in sync. Alright, so what I was first trying to do here was see if I can cut two pieces out with by double folding it, but that did not work for this design. So what I did was ended up just cutting out a single layer of the pattern. Now another thing that I also did was when I created that seam at the waistline, I did not go back and add a ½ inch on the paper, on the paper pattern. So I went ahead and added that ½ inch in on the fabric when I cut it. And because I did that, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pin the top, middle, and the bottom of this skirt, and I'm going to use the fabric as my pattern to cut out the next piece. Alright, so now that I have my bottom cutout, I'm going to go ahead and double fold the top and cut out the top part of my pattern. Now this is a one shoulder garment, so I will show you how I turn a basic pattern into a one shoulder piece. It's really simple, you guys. I think the important thing about design is sometimes just not to overthink. And so that's what I wanted to do with this particular video, is just show you how you can sometimes achieve the same results without doing the absolute most. So I just went ahead and checked my client's measurements to see what her shoulder measurement was, her one shoulder measurement. And now I'm going to just make sure that it is as close to it as possible, and I saw that it was too long, so I'm going to just go ahead and mark that and cut that excess off. Now I have my lining, and I am going to use my fabric pattern pieces from my sequin to go ahead and cut out the pattern pieces for the lining. And this lining is a Milliskin Spandex. It does have a little bit more stretch than the sequin, but I'm going to show you a great way to stabilize certain parts of the spandex so that you can get the results that you need as far as like inserting your zipper and things like that without it stretching too much and causing either extreme bulkiness or puckering in your fabric. Alright you guys, so now I am at my Jack industrial sewing machine, and I'm going to go ahead and start by sewing this at a 1/2 inch seam allowance from the top to the bottom. And once I get to the other side, I'm going to go down about 5 to 6 inches because I want to insert a zipper, so I'll be starting a little bit below the top of the garment, and I'm just going to sew that all the way down to the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with the top. I'm going to sew one side seam that's the opposite of the one shoulder that's out. Then I'm going to go ahead and sew the shoulder seam. And remembering the other side seam is where we'll be inserting our zipper, so we're not going to sew anything there. But what I do want to do is just go ahead now and match up my seams so that I can sew the middle waistline seam, and I'm going to be sewing that at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now, because this garment is fully lined, you will not need to serge. If you want to serge, that's up to you, but I find that sequin really tears up my serger, so I try to line all of my sequin garments if I can. Plus, to be real honest, it looks cleaner on the inside. Alright, so I just wanted to briefly show you guys where we are and what it looks like so far. Now the side that's open is where I'll be inserting my zipper, but I am loving how it is looking so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert my zipper. I am using a zipper foot that I purchased from my local fabric store. I don't have a direct link to that, but I guess when I go back I can ask them. Now earlier in the video I was talking about a way to stabilize your fabric. I had already sewed my lining together, so what I'm going to do is take about 1.5 inches of interfacing, and I'm going to press that onto where I will be sewing my zipper on my lining. And what this does is stops the spandex from stretching. Because honey, when it stretches, it's like the seams are just all out of whack. It causes a lot of puckering and a lot of gathering. So what I am going to do now is go ahead and attach my lining to my outside fabric. I'm going to go ahead and just match up all the seams, and you see where everything that I interface is going to be where the zipper is. And then what I want to do is just go ahead and sew this at a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. And this is the top part of the fabric, you guys. Alright, so here is the inside of the lining. I just wanted to insert a little clip of this to show you what it looks like. Now what I did was add a dart in the bust area for the lining, but so far so good. It's looking very good. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach it at the zipper now. And I just want to show you or point out that it is so much easier when you interface the zipper, because you don't have to worry about it stretching and the inside not meeting up at the waistline like it needs to. So just a little tip, make sure you interface your spandex, especially if you don't want any rippling in your zipper. If you want it to lay flat and just look very sturdy, I think that this is the best way to do it. So I wanted to just come on really quickly and show you guys what the garment looks like. Now, I did do an overskirt for this, and I did not get a chance to record it because of time restraints. But it looks so good, and I'm very, very, very pleased with how this came out. Now, what I'm going to do next is just insert the first fitting clip with my client. Alright, so here is the first fitting with my client, and I just want to add that she looks absolutely amazing. Now, of course, I see a few things that need to be a few alterations that need to be done basically, but overall I'm very pleased with how this came out. And so what I do is I went ahead and marked everywhere that I needed to either take in or do some type of adjustment for this particular garment. Now she was fairly smaller again at the top, so I ended up taking in even more than I did off of the pattern. Oh my gosh, she just looks so good, you guys. Like, I was so pleased. I definitely had a proud designer moment, even with some of the adjustments that I need to make. I just thought she truly looked stunning. And even on the overskirt, what I was gonna do here is just go back in and add some hook and eyes so that she could be able to close it properly. But so far, I'm loving how it looks. This is my client at her ball. She looks absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, bye.